Wam, Kol Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. I wanted to make this video just because every now and then you have people that are curious as to why we don't debate. And of course, this is for the genuine, sincere Akim Wa Akwath that are curious about this topic. Others mention it just because they think that we at GMS are cowards, punks, nervous, scared, whatever they want to say. And that's cool. We're not, it doesn't faze us at all, right? But at the end of the day, you do have elect members out there that are going to genuinely be curious as to why we don't debate other camps. And so I wanted to speak about that really quickly, since you have a certain member of a camp talking about how, he's trying to persuade us, give us money to debate them. And if not, then he's going to blitz us. Whatever. Whether he does or not, it doesn't really concern us, and we're not nervous about it. Do what you want to do. But this is for the sincere believers out there. Now, first thing is first, before I jump into the scriptures, the main thing that we were told to do is go out there on the highways and hedges, or highways and byways, and teach the word. That's it. The Lord said that He's the one that gives the increase. Our job is just to teach. That's it. Not to be running around debating, going on YouTube, trying to get likes, as many as we can to get a big crowd. And this most certainly is not for entertainment. This is about life or death. This is about you getting the true understanding of the scriptures and coming back to our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in hopes to have mercy and receive salvation. So we're not worried about anything else. That's our number one role, to be out there on the streets and, of course, making videos like this. And then the Lord draws in the elect, period. The second thing is, when we're out there on the streets, or when we make these videos, the number one topic coming out of our mouth should be prophecies. How are we going to debate about prophecies? No, this is what it is. That's it. You go out there, you teach the elect, you're done. You pack it up, you go home. You do your job. We're not debating over prophecies. Jacob's trouble is coming. That's a fact. A time of famine, great calamity, that's coming. That's a fact. I mean, the scriptures say it. Famine, sword, destruction, woe. How can you debate about that? So our job is to warn the people, to warn the elect members out there, and let them know to build up their spirits and increase their faith, so that they can be protected in the times to come. There's nothing to debate surrounding that topic. So those are the main reasons why we're not debating. Right? We don't need to debate in order for the elect to get raised up. That's all we're concerned about. That's it right there. Now, with that being said, I want to read through these 3 verses here in Acts 17. Now, Paul right here was in Athens, and he was visiting, right? And, well, let's see, should we read up? No, it explains it. It explains it thoroughly. I'm going to read this in the NLT, and it explains what I was going to bring up. And you'll see why I wanted to talk about this. Acts 17, verse 16. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply troubled by all the idols he saw everywhere in the city. And that's just like us. For us, we're out in D.C., but everywhere across Babylon the Great, especially, it's nothing but idol worship everywhere. Jesus Christ is thrown out everywhere. Our people are all into Islam and these wayward philosophies. So our spirit is troubled within us too. It's stirred up, right? Verse 17 in the NLT on the right. He went to the synagogue to reason with the Jews and the God-fearing Gentiles. In the King James, it says he went to dispute. He disputed with the Jews and the devout persons. The Jews, devout persons or Jews and God-fearing Gentiles, they're all Israelites, right? So he went to the synagogue to reason with the Jews and the God-fearing Gentiles, and he spoke daily in the public square to all who happened to be there. And that's what we're doing, Salakia. We're speaking publicly to all who happen to be there. And that's why we're going out there consistently every single Saturday or every single Friday. And we're in these big places of traffic where people are walking by and quote unquote diverse groups, right? So that majority of the elect can hear and see who are the men of the Lord, consistently doing the work. Now, verse 18, it says, he also had a debate. Now you see why I'm reading this in the NLT, because it doesn't use that word in the King James. But this is what's happening. He also had a debate with some of the Epicurean and Stoic philosophers. When he told them about Yahushua and his resurrection, they said, "What's this babbler trying to say with these strange ideas he's picked up?" Others said, "He seems to be preaching about some foreign gods." Now we're actually going to keep reading. Then they took him to the high council of the city. "Come and tell us about this new teaching," they said. Now that's the point. So I knew it was 4 verses. Verse 19. He wasn't debating with them because they had a certain religion or philosophy in mind, and now they wanted to prove that theirs was right. No, they said, you know what? What is he saying? He is debating, he's talking, he's engaging with us in conversation, whatever. Okay, let's take him to the council. Now, they said, "Come and tell us what this new teaching is about." They were inquisitive. They were inquiring what he was saying. They wanted to learn. Yo, what is this? This is a new doctrine. This is a new teaching. This is a strange God to us. What's going on? Come and tell us what you're talking about. And they brought him before the council of the city. Now we're going to jump down all the way to the very last verse, or the last 2. Verse 33. It says, that ended Paul's discussion with them. So he broke down Yahushua's resurrection, right? The verse 34. But some joined him and became believers. Among them were Dionysius, a member of the council, a woman named Damaris, and others with them. And that's the point. If we were to debate these people on their platforms, our platforms, wherever, it's not as if you would have certain members saying, "Hey, you know what? I see what you're saying is correct. Let me jump over and now join your camp." That's not going to happen, because it's not the purpose of why these camps want to debate. These camps want to debate just to say, this is what I believe, this is what you believe, and then 30 minutes goes by, or an hour-long debate, and then bygones are bygones, and then we all just leave. That was for the purpose of what? Nothing got done. There was no edifying. We just went back and forth with our beliefs. When Paul right here was debating, he was debating with those God-fearing believers that were inquiring and saying, what is this? They wanted to know what he was talking about because they were curious about learning about the God that Paul was describing. That wouldn't be happening with the debates that these people want to have. So that's why we're not worried. All that matters in our mind is teaching the doctrine in truth and in sincerity, and allowing the Lord to raise up the elect. Now, if you're familiar with the scriptures, you're probably thinking of this right here in the book of Proverbs 25 and verse 9. Now, on the left side is the King James, and it says, debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. In the NLT, it says, when arguing with your neighbor, don't betray another person's secret. When it says debate thy cause right here, it's not referring to the doctrine. People be bringing this up as if it's talking about debating the doctrine and your specific belief within your ministry. That's not what it's talking about. This is literally just referring to your everyday situational debate or topic that would come up throughout your day-to-day lives. So if, let's relate it to the ministry, right? If you have a brother and maybe he offended you, or maybe he went out and he did something that's going to make the ministry look bad, put blame on the ministry. Now you're debating those things with him. Yo, you can't be doing that, X, Y, and Z. Why did you do it? Well, he says because of this, A, B, C. And you say, nah, you should have handled it this way. That's debating your cause with him. And maybe it's not for everybody to hear. So you don't betray his secret. You don't put it out there for everybody. That's just one example. It's not talking about debating the doctrine. Well, we believe that there is no Jacob's trouble, and this is why. Well, we believe that there is, and this is why. We believe that the MOTB is this, and we believe that the MOTB is this. That's not what it's talking about when it says debate thy cause. People bringing this up as if it's talking about the doctrine. That's not the case. Now I'm going to jump back to the New Testament, and I'm going to get the book of Romans 16. And now let me get out of the NLT. We don't need it anymore. Romans 16, verse 17. Let me highlight 18 as well. Romans 16, verse 17 says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So the Bible is literally giving us directions about these people that have these off doctrines. It says to mark them, meaning take note of them. And then it says avoid them, meaning stay away from them. Now, we may watch a video and we hear what they're saying, so we correct them. But it doesn't mean that we're about to have some kind of unity camp with them. No, we're correcting them because the scriptures say that we're supposed to be defenders of the gospel. We're pushing out the proper doctrine so that the elect can hear it and stay edified. We don't need to debate in order for that to happen. The Lord is going to lead his elect to the proper teachers, the teachers that he set up. So verse 18 says, for they that are such, meaning these people with these weird doctrines, right? For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai, but their own belly, meaning their own desire, your own appetite. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. You got these people with these off doctrines wanting to debate, and it may sound like, oh man, he's confident. Look how bold he's speaking. And they know the scriptures. Look how he's calling out this precept, going to that precept, breaking that down. But the Bible says a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Meaning if you have even just a few things off in the doctrine, everything is messed up. Now you got to start filling in the holes and making up new things to make the other thing you said seem right. And that's what you see happening with a lot of these different camps. They say one thing that's off, then they have to say another thing that's off, and then another thing from there. And the list keeps piling up. As these weeks and months go by, we're seeing, okay, they ain't really got it. The spirit ain't really working with them. Yeah, they know a lot, but they ain't got it 100%. And you have to have 100% truth. Everything has to be right. Everything. It's like a math teacher. You can't step into the geometry class and then y'all supposed to be going over problems 1 through 10, and your geometry teacher gets to 7, and they're like, hey, you know what? I just ain't got the answers. Number 7 is just, woo. can't do it. I figured out majority for y'all, though. I got 1 through 6, but I don't know about 7. Let's skip it and go to 8. And then now they got to make up something for 8 now. They're not sure about that one. Maybe they can figure out 9, and then they got 10. But a few things are off. You're supposed to be teaching me everything that I'm wanting to know about the scriptures. Nah, but they're deceiving people, making it seem as if they really know what they're talking about. But it says they deceive the hearts of the simple, those that aren't really inquiring properly. It just sounds good to them, and they look good, and they're marching, and they have numbers. That's a simple individual. So the elect aren't going to get deceived. So I wanted to make that quick video. Went a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's okay. Like I said, there's no need for us to debate, because we don't need to debate in order for the Most High, through His only begotten Son, to raise up the elect. Furthermore, the number one thing on our minds is prophecy. There's nothing to debate there. And we can teach prophecy out there on the highways and byways. We can make corrective videos through YouTube videos, just as we're doing right now. That's it. So, Lord's will, the elect was edified. Call Elohim Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.